You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Today we're going to share about the Yikam Shielding Power. The shielding power according to Yikam teaching. Here I'm Hendrik, and this Russell. He's been with me sharing this information for past 20-something years since our college time. So today we're going to talk about a few different things, but first I'm going to share about the Jing, or the power of Yikam Shielding Power teaching as one understanding. Before that, I'd like to say that this is nothing to do with what is the truth or the origin, or it's from Shaolin, from Ermei, from White Cane. No, it's not about that. What we're trying to share here is different technology aspect of the shielding power itself. Okay. So it's strictly technology stuff. Now, in speaking of the power generation of the Jing in the Yikam's teaching on shielding power, as what I understand, and somebody might understand different way, is there is two general type of power generations of power or Jing inside the sets. One type is the more White Cane type of Jing, this type of Jing. That you can notice it by very acute angle change. See? Acute angle change stuff. Okay? And the other type is more waving or sneaky type of power generations or Jing. Okay? So this one we know it is a Fujian White Cane related type of technology. As for this one, the sneaky, like the Biuji, instead of the Biu like that, okay, it actually have a subtle wave-like, circular-like, spiral-like type of Jing. This type of Jing, I personally found it in Ermei, Shizhuang. Okay. Now, disregard of in the Quinquit of Yikam passed down, actually have the Ermei Quinquit stanza in it, right? However, what we're interested is this type of Ermei Jing make sense in shielding power or in Wing Chun Kit? We know that this type of more discrete type of stuff is less adaptive. However, this type of Jing is very adaptive, okay, and it can change at a different instance and cause the rotation. So this one is very different from this type, like the Tensho or Sanjin type or the White Cane type of the Jing. Okay, this type is like it's rotate out. Okay, so this is the two type of Jing in the shielding tower of Yikam passed down, as one in my understanding. Right. And as for where does Jing come from, or Shaolin, Wudang, Ermei ITELs, or Taiji ITELs, the notion is that these two type of technology, these two type distinct type of the Jing, but in my understanding, when they fuse together, that is what it becomes the shielding power. Okay. So that is the point stand, and so it's a purely technical kind of field. Okay, people interested to investigate this type. And of course, this type of Jing, from the snake Jing, okay, if it's beyond the shape, like we call it, this is a snake shape. Like in the southern martial art, southern Chinese martial art always have a snake shape in this part. However, this shape, like the Biuji, okay, this type of Biuji, is very different in terms of power generation, very different from this. Okay. Where at every instance it have is a wave-like and a sensitivity-like. Okay. So that's one thing. Another thing is that we always talk about in Shooting Tao we have this some high five, general code some high five, even though in Yitgang, Wing Chun we don't call it some high five, it is facing. Okay. Now, people might perform it this way, lock the elbow or sink the elbow, lock the wrist, and push it up, and rotate the wrist, pull it back. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Okay. That's another way of doing it is using gong sao, as in Yitgang teaching, this is called gong sao. Gong is like bow. Okay. Push up, flip, and coming back. Or somebody even doing this. 1, 2, 3, coming back. Right? Now, however, in my understanding, we do it differently according to the King-Kui. The King-Kui says this: 长背向外伸一组. 长背 meaning the back of the palm. 向外 facing outward. 神意 you can call it 神 or attention is in full. So what does that mean? Actually, what this means is when the palm is facing outward, your attention is paying in the internal Lao Gong shape. When you pay attention to the internal Lao Gong shape, the hand automatically will like to move forward. So now it's not using the mind to push this thing forward. It's once you set your attention into the Lao Gong shape, the whole thing, the hand flow up. Now, when you come back, instead of pay attention to all these wrists, you pay attention to the Nei Lao Gong shape. The Wai Lao Gong. Okay, so when you pay attention to the Nei Lao Gong, you go up automatically, and when you pay attention to the Wai Lao Gong shape, you come back. Okay. So the basic is that once you pay attention, actually the hand, the flow move itself. It's like you don't use the mind or the body to force it up. No, you just put it up, coming back. Okay. So this is kind of flow type thing. Just let it be what I give you. So in the Quan Jue, you always say 一任自然. One spontaneously let the nature. One spontaneously let the nature. So 一任自然 is there. It's not like I tensing up and let it force it to do something. No, it's just I say okay. I pay attention there and let it flow up. Okay. Now there's one other detail inside there which is normally people don't see. That is the kai he, the open and close. So while going out, see, okay, the open and close the Lao Gong. Right? Very subtle. So sometimes, in my humble opinion, people mistaken